Hey, what's up, Rattlers? So you want to get a Sulcata? Well, I'm here at the Arizona Tortoise Compound just on the outskirts of Phoenix, and they're going to share with us a little bit of insight into how to care for and what to expect before you get your first Sulcata.
I'm Dāv Kaufman, and I tour the world to see how reptiles are living in the wild. And while I'm at it, checking out some of the most amazing facilities and reptile expos as well. It's all about learning, appreciation, and conservation. So come with me and join my Reptile Adventures.
At Rainbow Mealworms, we grow all our insects 100% naturally so that you get the freshest, most lively feeders on the market. So for all your reptile food needs, place your order today at rainbowmealworms.net.
Alright, so you either love Halloween or you've got a bunch of tortoises. So where do you get all these pumpkins from?
Pumpkin patch.
Pumpkin patch, alright.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. And wow, look at that. It's a whole bunch of watermelons over here.
After Halloween, it's just that time of year you collect them up.
Yeah. Wow, look at this. Oh, I didn't know you had macaws over here.
Yeah, just a couple pets.
Oh, look at these pups.
That's
Look at
fine.
these pups. Hi, pup. Hey, what, you want some loving too? All right. So how many Sulcatas do you have here?
Normal Sulcata, or I guess altogether about 100.
100 Sulcatas, wow.
That house used to be in pristine shape like a month ago.
Yeah, they just destroy it.
Yeah. You get 6 or 7 trying to fit in at one time and it all just collapses.
Well, I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is when they buy a Sulcata, they have like an excavating tank.
Yeah.
And that'll go right through a wall.
So strong.
Yeah.
So strong. Normally, if they can see through it, they go through it.
Right. Look at this wall. I bet this was straight at one point.
Yeah. If you mortar it and put in rebar, they'll still break it all down. They'll bend the rebar. And
Right.
You'll just waste your time.
They're little tanks.
So this enclosure is ivory sulcatas. We call him alabaster, after the stone or the.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But if we hose him down, he'll glisten real pretty, real nice yellow head. And there's a juvenile female and a young male there. So when they hatch out, their eyes are a dark ruby red, but as they grow up, kind of turns blackish, a little bit more opaque in color.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
different than the
you're about to get
albinos.
your ankles nipped there. So yeah, when you wash off all the red dirt, you get a really good feel for why they call them ivories. That shell looks like it's made out of ivory. All right, moving on to this pen over here. So this is a really huge pen here.
yeah, this house is about 20 adults.
20 adult Sulcatas in here?
4 males and 16 females.
Wow.
Yeah, the black corrugated piping there cut in half, that works as a home for them to stay in and get warm. The black holds the heat in.
Right.
Radiate it to back out.
Right.
And also get in there out of the wind or the sun, rain.
All right, so this is the pen where you keep your biggest Sulcata.
Yeah, he's a Sudanese Sulcata.
Holy buckets, look at this Sulcata. That is a tank. How big is this one?
Last time we measured 38 inches.
38 inches.
Yeah, we've never managed to get a weight on him because he's just too big to transport.
Yeah.
But that's a Sudanese Sulcata there. The Mali, the most common one, kind of has a flat top on their shell.
Right.
And the Sudanese, they're known for their high dome, and these guys get extra large.
The Sudanese are the biggest then.
Correct.
Yeah.
Most Sulcata males top out about 30 inches, 32 inches, and definitely not that domed.
Yeah. Holy, that is the biggest Sulcata I've ever seen.
Based off of what we know in the United States, that's the 3rd largest.
So that's the 3rd largest Sulcata known in the United States.
Correct. Bob Bloom has the 2nd largest, and the 1st largest recently went from California to Florida.
Wow, who owns that one?
I'm not sure where it ended up, but
Yeah.
a gentleman by the name of Matt took him from California to Florida.
And that's the biggest.
Correct.
Wow.
And I believe that one's 42 inches.
Holy crap.
Yeah. That guy can just push over walls 4 blocks high.
Yeah.
And just keep going wherever he wants to.
That guy could push over an oak tree.
Yeah, most definitely.
Wow.
But just like any other giant tortoises, using the stick tapping method on the back of the shell, wherever you tap them, they'll go that direction.
So how old is this guy?
True age is unknown, but based off of the importation back in the 80s, at least as old as I am, which is 37.
Wow.
So more than likely, probably 40s, 45.
Oh, look at this. Look at how big this guy is. Look at this leg. Good God. Look at how big this tortoise is. Wow, that is definitely the biggest sulcata I've ever seen. Now I gotta go to Florida and find number 1. Wow. Look at the amount of pumpkins that you guys must go through. Like, are these pumpkins that didn't sell for Halloween?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
After Halloween ends, they have one day to get out of that space until the Christmas tree.
Ah, there you go.
So, yeah, we gotta get down there with trailers and trucks and load up as much as we can handle or what they have left. And
So are you buying this by the pound, or are
I
you?
was actually getting them for free.
Oh, really?
Helping them get out of their lot by taking them from
Ah,
them.
so you're doing them the favor and they're doing you the favor.
Thousands of pounds of free food is something hard to pass up.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. One of my favorite bands from the 90s, just there. Well, dinner is served. Alright, so with these being the world's most popular pet tortoise, you know, people see them as babies at an expo and they impulse buy them. What is the one thing you want people to know before they impulse buy that cute little baby tortoise?
Just what they're going to grow into and what they're capable of. Pretty much if they can see through it, they'll go through it. And the bigger they get, the more muscular they are. Their body is very low percentage of fat and a real high percentage of muscle.
Right.
It's quite amazing. Those limbs are meant to dig burrows, as you can see, obviously, so they can move some dirt.
Yeah, yeah.
But patio furniture, air conditionings, being ripped away from walls, sliding glass doors being bulldozed into, shattering. We've heard a lot of different things happening.
Yeah, I've heard of these guys going right through a wall, like
Yeah,
right through the
drywall,
drywall, right
yeah.
through, yep.
And
The wood
just
supports.
like most any other animals or any tortoise species, if you have the correct enclosure and the correct environment and everything that it needs, then it's real easy to manage and more enjoyable, and not so hard on everything.
So obviously here in Arizona, this is the correct way to keep sulcatas, but what about somebody in Illinois or Washington State? If you can't keep your sulcata outside, how do you suggest that people keep their sulcatas?
Well, I've heard of some people, their basements, they kind of have a heated floor down there and they set up an area with tile so it's easier to clean. Something like along those lines. Again, they need to be in some type of an enclosure so they can be safe, not harm themselves or cause any trouble in the house. So you wouldn't really want them to walk around free and have full reign of a house.
Right, right, because they'll destroy your house. But,
Yeah.
you know, building a room in your basement is, you know, a good and
Correct.
permanent location for these guys if you're keeping them in colder climates.
And then you can deck it out as fancy as you want or just as simple as you want, kind of depending on your style or your household and all of that. So
There you go.
it's really not uncommon to find these guys indoors in the colder climates.
Right.
How common they are.
So here's another sulcata enclosure in here. How many are in this one?
12. Yeah, I usually keep 10 to 12 ideally in every enclosure. And this has 5 burrows.
5 burrows in
One
it.
heated home. So.
And so as far as your breeding programs are concerned, I mean, they stay out here year round and you just cycle them based on the Arizona weather, on the Arizona seasons,
Correct.
really?
If it's warm enough, then the production happens. Usually end of December and then all of January is the coldest time of the year.
Right.
So, freezing nights, we'll pack the entrances of the burrows with hay to help insulate it, make sure that they stay down there. And then every night just do a walk around, make sure nobody came up before we go to sleep.
Gotcha. All right, so you have this huge garden here.
Yeah.
Where you're basically growing your own food for the tortoises.
Yeah. It's a lot of chicory, endive, collard greens. I've got the herbs like basil, which is a really good source of calcium. I grow squash year round. I actually just seasoned out a lot of my squashes, so those get pulled and seeds get replanted, and they'll be back in 2 months. So
wow.
A lot of arugula. Edible flowers is huge, so a lot of marigold. Snail vine is a great climbing vine that's also tortoise edible, and they love the purple flowers.
Wow.
Anything with like a little pop of color. Same with the Varelia.
And here we have the albino sulcatas. Now, albino sulcatas just kind of came into the world within the past, what, 4 or 5 years? Or have they been around longer?
No, they've been around longer, for 15 or so.
Really?
The same time Richard Fife came online with the ivories, that group, but those sold to a different person, those people started producing albinos when Fife was producing ivories.
Gotcha.
So these animals here are F2s.
These are F2s?
Yeah.
And how old are these guys?
4 years old.
4 years old, wow. All right, Rattlers, are you ready to see the most incredible tortoise, I'm talking in the world? And now you all know that I love paradoxes, but have you ever seen a paradox tortoise? I hadn't until just now. Check this out. Look at this tortoise. Oh my God. That is an incredible tortoise. Look at this normal pattern coming out, and the rest of them is all albino. And yeah, you're not very bright there, are you? Wow, look at that. And this chimera pattern is creating the star pattern on these scoots. This is the most incredible tortoise I have ever seen. So Rattlers, a chimera, they're also sometimes known as paradoxing, but they're a little bit different. But with a chimera, think about it as twins. So you have two ovum that are in the same egg, and they're both fertilized. And in this case, this was a het to an albino pairing. So one of the ovum was going to be normal, the other one was going to be albino. And what happens during the incubation period is those two ovums fuse together and start creating one little tortoise in this case. And so the normal and the albino are essentially fused together to create one tortoise, and that's where you get the chimera. That's where you get an albino tortoise that has those little chunks of normal in it that creates this really awesome chimera tortoise.
These tubs here are Sulcatas. In the morning, the sun shines down on the patio, and they'll get 2 or 3 hours of sunlight. And then evening time, we'll bring them inside the tortoise building to stay nice and warm during the evening.
Nice. So these racks are all little baby sulcatas. How many do you have here? Like 4 million?
We keep 25 per tub. Try not to go over that. And then I'm not sure how many tubs we currently have.
Yeah, yeah.
Each
all right,
year,
well, you can't see this without, you know, lending a little hand there. There you go, buddy.
Each year we produce 2,500.
20. So you produce 2,500 sulcatas a year.
Correct.
Whoa.
So that's right around from 75 females, roughly 70 females.
That is incredible. All right, guys, so what are some of the perils of keeping sulcatas in outdoor enclosures? How do you deal with natural parasites?
Well, seasonal items like pumpkin each year when it's readily available, as you've seen today, everybody feeding on it. That's a natural dewormer. More so the seeds of the pumpkin and the guts and the insides. That's not digestible for them. So the bigger particles will help move everything through the intestines and actually be flushed out.
Gotcha.
And with the higher moisture content of being a fruit, that will also make their stool liquidy. Not so firm with the high fiber, and then I'll also help flush out some whatever.
So the pumpkin guts are a natural dewormer
And
for
the seeds, correct.
Right. Wow.
Some people say it's a real good dewormer, others say it's kind of minimal. So when we see any tortoises showing symptoms of needing to be dewormed, then we go ahead and use the over-the-counter panic cure.
Right.
Gotcha.
A medication and dewormer that they flush them out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And also with the colder weather, reptiles, well, you know, their immune systems slow down. So feeding them things like the pumpkin proactively helps also prevent parasites.
So what advice would you have for somebody that is just thinking about getting a sulcata?
Research, research, research. That's the first thing that they should do before acquiring or thinking about any type of animal. And once they do the research and actually get into what they need and what they're capable of, then they can see if it'll fit into their lifestyle and the region where they're trying to keep it and how they're going to do things.
And they have to realize that these things are going to be huge.
Huge.
And they're going to outlive the person that buys them.
With proper care, they will outlive you.
Most
yes.
definitely.
Right on. Well, guys, thanks for the tour. This compound is absolutely amazing.
Appreciate it.
Thank
We'll
you.
have to have you out again during the spring or summer when it's a little bit warmer and everybody's
Absolutely, and it's
Yeah.
not raining.
Yeah.
Who knew
And
that?
everything is green.
Right,
all the
right.
flowers are blooming.
Who knew that it rained in Arizona? I mean, this is
Right.
ridiculous.
Rarity for
Yeah, but we will definitely do a follow-up.
That'd be awesome.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. So, Rattlers, we just got totally rained out, but not before we got to see the majority of the Arizona Tortoise Compound and how just amazing this place is and the amazing sulcatas that are here. So, again, if you guys are thinking about getting a sulcata, do your research and then go back and do more research. And know that these are really rewarding tortoises, but they come with a lot of care, and you really have to know what you're getting into before you buy that cute little tortoise. Anyway, Rattlers, like this video and share this video. Check out our Patreon. That link is in the description below. And also hit that subscribe button when you do. Hit that bell so you never miss an upload. And until the next reptile adventure, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.